What up, guys? It's me, GamerGuyTV here, and welcome back to another episode of Slime Rancher. So, I do not remember where we left off. I will be flat out honest with you guys about that right now. Right, we are 16. We need a lot more coins to get to 17. That maxes out at 28, so I'm not entirely worried about that. Now, it looks like it is middle of a day currently, so let's go and check on the plorts. Now again, like I said in Sunday's video, a lot of this channel is just sort of me talking about things over gameplay. I am doing the gameplay live as I'm talking, so it's not just like me talking over clips. It could be that, but that is much less of a gaming channel and much more of just sort of a personal channel. And hence the name GamerGuyTV. I want this to be a gaming channel. So that is kind of how things work on the channel. Now, I want to talk about a couple of things. So, in the Discord, despite my better judgment, I posted I added a countdown bot, and I put a countdown in until Thanksgiving break. Now, before you all ask me the question that you're going to ask me of, why do you want to why do you want school to be over so fast? I'm not necessarily making that countdown for me, but I know I have a couple viewers on the channel who, in the Discord, have been asking, when am I going to stream again? I've been getting messages of, do I plan to stream today? When's the next stream going to be? And I figured I'd just create that countdown for people as sort of like you can expect a stream in around this time. As much as I would love to say it's a countdown for myself, it really isn't, because in the end, Thanksgiving break, it's a long time from now. It's a good couple months. I've been in school for 2 weeks, and so much has happened in those 2 weeks. It is absolutely insane. So, a lot can happen in 2.5 months. I learned that over the summer. When I worked camp, camp was a 2.5 month stretch where I learned so much and so much happened. So, but that being said, more importantly, depending on how you look at it, we've got Halloween coming up. Now, in previous years, last year, I think I did a pretty big thing for Halloween. I'm sort of giving a little bit of thought to it at the moment, but I'm really waiting till sort of October 1st to shift into Halloween mode. And I say this because Halloween is October 31st. It is silly for me to plan stuff for Halloween right now, just because of the fact that it is so far away. Halloween is slightly less than 2 months. It's like a month and a half. Maybe a little less than that. So, I don't really find it a good idea for me to start thinking about what I'm going to do for a Halloween special, and then am I going to dress up and stuff until I can get, a reasonable answer to that. And the other thing is, it is September 10 right now, as I'm recording this. Most games and other things don't roll out Halloween stuff until October 1st anyway. So if I'm gonna do things like a modded Halloween, like a Halloween modded Minecraft, or if I'm gonna try and do like a Roblox game Halloween edition, I'm gonna need to wait on those things because they won't have necessarily come out yet. So that is one of the big things. the other big thing is Sunday I mentioned briefly advertising. You guys know me, I've never put, like, money into the channel. But I am learning sort of a little bit of the ins and outs of advertising with selling stuff on eBay. So I'm thinking, depending on how school is and stuff, I haven't had a chem test yet. I haven't had, like, a test in anything, and the base grades that go in right now are really just, like, baseline grades for teachers. It's not necessarily anything super important. It's really just, you know, for the teachers to go, okay, this is where you started. Now, again, all this stuff is really only, like, the advertising and stuff is a big if. It's really, where it really comes in is when, you know, for Christmas, I'll see where I am channel-wise and school-wise. You know, I said I was going to try and keep doing this during school, and I have tried to keep that promise. You know, I know that there are those of you who watch this channel that really enjoy the videos, and I want to keep them going for you guys. Like I've said numerous times before, I've also learned so much from this channel that I want to keep it going, and I eventually, at some point, want to get to, you know, 1,000 subs where we can start to make money off of the videos, not because of the money, because I know it's an absolutely terrible ratio of, like, views to money. But more just, I want to have that experience. You know, I've got a profile on Fiverr, and I'm looking at it, and I'm looking to add things to my profile, and I'm putting things like run a YouTube channel, you know, what programs I use to edit, what I can do. And I'm looking at that, and I'm going, having a channel that can do monetization could actually really help me here. And here's why, before you guys ask. Here is why it'll help me. I can have a thing in my profile that says, you know, runs a YouTube channel, has experience with monetization on YouTube, and that can help. You know, if people want a channel manager, they can add me as a channel manager and stuff like that. You know, it all sort of plays into itself in a way. I also kind of want to be able to have it as, like, a side hobby in college, because, like, I'll obviously have a summer job. I'll have a summer job next summer. And I might have a job later on in the school year. I might have an internship in college, I don't know, but there is something to be said for, like, keeping up a habit that you enjoy. So I do want to keep that sort of as an option. The other thing I wanted to talk about is, yeah, so I just forgot what I was going to talk about. But basically, like, you guys will probably get a video on Sunday. There'll be a weekend in a couple weeks where I think I'll be going to the beach, so I won't be able to record a video, and you guys just won't get videos that weekend. Because of the weekend it is, I'm not going to go through all of the trouble of trying to, like, pre-record a bunch of videos, and I know that sounds a little bit harsh, but at the same time, I have said that school comes first. And, okay, if I've got no homework that Thursday, fine. You know, I can make a calls for doing some gaming and recording a video and stuff. If I've got, like, a chem test, or for a bunch of homework that I haven't done yet. I need to go do that homework. Yeah, I need to go do that homework, and I need to get it done because I have a responsibility to get it done. So yeah, that's the other thing I wanted to talk about. So, I also mentioned, I think I mentioned it in Sunday's video as well, but a list of purchases that, like, I want to make. I want to get a keyboard that I think would be really nice for my schoolwork setup. It's an RGB keyboard. It's got a number pad and everything, but I think it'll be a really nice addition to my school setup. But right now, I don't necessarily want to get it because, again, it's a keyboard. It's not essential, and I can just switch keyboards back and forth from gaming to work, desk, and be completely fine. So like I said, at the end of fall semester in like November or December, if I do well, I might treat myself to that. The other thing I wanted to mention was, I mentioned it with the quadruple monitor mount in Sunday's video. But the other thing I thought of is, I talked about getting like a new mic this past summer. And I ended up not streaming as much as I thought I was going to because of my job as a camp counselor. And that happened. It is not still out of the question for me to get that better mic. Again, I want to make sure that I'm in a good spot with school and in a good spot financially before I spend the money to do that. And it'll also depend if school goes back virtual or not. None of us want it to happen. But with all the COVID going around currently, it very well may. And if it does, I'll cross that bridge when I get there. But I may see about like getting the boom mic for that, and then using the headset for gaming, and then switching them at one point. I don't know. I'll see. It is all very much still up in the air. So that microphone was the only other thing that I thought of. Yeah. So I'm hoping to get a product review or something filmed Wednesday to have as like a backup video. And I don't mean this terribly, but like that weekend I mentioned I was going to be gone. I still have the product review for my MacBook to film. And I still have the I can film a product review for my iPhone XR. I'm potentially upgrading depending on what the new phones look like. So I can do a product review on all of these things. And I may use things like product reviews as sort of like placeholders. And what I mean by that is, again, like I mentioned I was going to be away on vacation in a couple weeks. You know, for that one, instead of a gaming video Friday, I could schedule a product review that I film when I don't have a homework assignment or test to study for or anything. Workspace tours would also be another one. But I am hopefully at some point, at points throughout the year, I am hopefully going to get some products that I will be able to review for the channel. Like when I get a new monitor for my workspace over here, I can review that. And again, those will go up as placeholders for when I'm busy. Because I can keep those in like Google Drive, or I can keep it as private or something, and then I can publish it whenever. So yeah. Anyway, guys, we are hitting the 15-minute mark. So thank you all so much for watching. If you enjoyed the video, please be sure to give it a like. It helps the video get out there more and get the channel to more people. And if you are not already subscribed, please consider doing so, and I will see you guys in the next episode. Bye.